Good day, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. And yes, the bitch is back. Hallelujah. After about a month and a half, the Lowrider S has been returned, and it really got me thinking about the state of Harley these days. I thought that my recent experience with the company would be a good indicator of this. Now, if you've been watching the channel over the last couple of months, you will know that my brand new 2023 Lowrider S developed a shifting issue and went back to the dealership after around 1,450 kilometers, or about 900 miles had been put on it. And what a road it's been since. I was made aware that neither the dealership nor the motor company knew what was actually wrong with the bike. They assumed that the transmission had an issue. However, they could not diagnose what that was. So they just decided to start changing random parts in the hopes that it would solve the issue. In other words, they were much more concerned about how much it would cost them to repair rather than the customer service they could provide. The problem with this, of course, is time. Every time they decided to change a part, it would be a wait for the said part to come in, be installed, tested, only to find out that it changed nothing. Finally, they admitted defeat and decided to change out the entire guts of the tranny. The parts were to be expedited to the dealership was supposed to take a couple of days for them to arrive. And about 5 days later, they had yet to show up. And come to find out that they had actually lost the parts. They later found them in Indiana. So although the parts were to be sent by plane to Saskatchewan, Canada, they were sent by truck to Indiana, US of A. So not only were they sent via the wrong mode of transport, but they were also sent to the wrong place. So the wrong city and the wrong country even. And that was the brain trust I was dealing with. A 2-day delivery ended up becoming about 12 days. Eventually, though, the parts are received, installed, and now, as you can see, the bike has been returned to its rightful owner. Unfortunately, I lost a good portion of May and all of June for riding, so an already short Canadian riding season has been made much shorter. Now, my issue is not so much with the bike. I still do like the bike. It looks good, it sounds good, and it has plenty of performance for what I need. And yes, this is a new bike that has already needed repair, but it is also possible that this was a one-off, and not every vehicle is going to be perfect from the factory. But my real issue was with the service I received from Harley. And some of you have been watching the channel and have heard this before, but I found the fact that after paying a substantial price for what is supposed to be a premium product, you would think you would get superior service. Well, not so. And I had it out with the dealer and the company multiple times, and even tried reasoning with them. They were not going to give me a new bike. They would not take the transmission out of another bike and put it in mine, nor would they reimburse me to purchase a transmission myself and send it to them, which would be much faster. I actually went as far as to ask for a total refund, and I was, of course, told no, they don't do that. The best they would actually give me was a trade-in value of $21,000, and needless to say, that with a bike with an MSRP in excess of $24,000 that doesn't include taxes, surcharge, extra parts, and labor, that would be a pretty poor financial decision on my part. But basically, both the motor company and the dealership pointed fingers at each other and would not accept any liability. And this is hardly what you would expect from a company that prides itself on the customer experience. And if you're wondering what the customer experience is like, I have a video on the whole buying ordeal I went through when I purchased the bike just to get it. But I suppose that Harley started selling a brand rather than a product years ago. They are now a household name that everyone knows. It's the same as kids today. They wear Metallica t-shirts that have never heard the music. The same as, people today buy Harley apparel who have never ridden the bike. Harley knows that they can rely on customers that they know will buy their product simply because it has their name on it. And unfortunately, I hate to say it, but I can't say that I may be much different. I've been a loyal customer for over 20 years, and I've purchased several of their bikes over the years. But even after pouring all that money into their business, they simply do not care about you. But why would they? I mean, honestly, I'm a nobody to them. The same as most of us are a nobody to them. I have a feeling that I may have been treated differently if I had 500,000 subscribers. And do you think I may have been treated a little differently if my name was Jason Momoa, perhaps? Of course I would have, because they will only answer to their shareholders and anyone with the public's ears. The little guy be damned. So what's to become of Harley Davidson? That's hard to say. At present, they have a German environmentalist running the show who would rather pour millions of dollars into an electric product that does not sell. Profits be damned. If the Livewire had a combustion engine, it would have been discontinued already. Instead, they've doubled down on yet another electric model that most likely is destined to fail. And I'll tell you, when you have someone who is basing their future business on what politicians will regulate and not what their customer actually wants, I don't even know what to say about that. And I really have no answer for what Harley can and should do. I'm not privy to their board meetings and hiring processes, but it would be nice to see Harley put some effort into their customer again. The only thing we can really do is keep the conversation alive and try to make our voices heard, because there's power in numbers. But anyway, those are my thoughts for today. Hope you folks have a good rest of the week and stay strong.